Boom. So we just took $10K to $150,000. That is a 15x return. So this is an example of why sometimes you want certain portions of your bag to explode first. What's up guys, Kevin Cage here with another cryptocurrency update. This is part 2 of part 1's video, which was uploaded yesterday. Highly recommend catching that one before watching this. Just wanted to break these videos into 2 parts so that they weren't too long. So in the beginning of this video, I wanted to go over some of the API3 partnerships, the background behind this project, because I think this is going to have an exciting future. I want to share projects while the prices are relatively low. We'll go over the price chart. Yes, there's always potential downside, but keep in mind, as an asset is ranging for hundreds of days, we are approaching, even via a symmetrical triangle for the API3 price chart. This is something I swing the bat on. No, I'm not trading leverage. I have a very simple strategy of buying and holding and then staggering myself out for my long-term holds. And I want to show you some very, very interesting things. I hope you guys stick around for all of this. And as always, all the best information and the alpha that you have to see will be towards the end of this video. Hope you enjoy. In other news, we have API3, Application Programming Interface for Web 3.0, focused on decentralizing APIs, the root of the problem, not trying to just do oracles like some other solutions today, but really trying to solve the problem all the way through. Because some of the oracles today in the crypto space, although they're good, they've gone up, 100x, that's great, but they still have a middleware solution, and it's not as decentralized as it could be. Granted, it's significantly better than the current solution, but I really like how API3 is going to solve it in a completely different way. So we have the latest version of AirNode available, and check this out, more interoperability. And this is much bigger than just AVAX or Avalanche, so please stick around for this. This interoperability for API3 is going to be massive, and I'll show you why. But wanted to share that AirNode now is live on Avalanche's mainnet. So Avalanche users can begin leveraging AirNode, and all these API providers can begin controlling their APIs directly without a middleman. Plug and play in a matter of minutes. It's not complicated. They want to make this as seamless as possible for the future of Web3. So I encourage you to go through their Medium articles. This is what I do all day long. I'm researching, I'm reading. API3 today is ranked in the top 300. To me, I think this asset belongs in the top 100, if not the top 50 in the future. And I'm probably going to say this in every single video, do not buy anything I talk about unless you fully understand it. Research it for a few weeks before you go all in. So understand the vesting period, read their GitHub commits. They're one of the top 10 most active projects here, so you can see some of their open source code. See their partners, and we're gonna go over that. Learn about the beacons and their AirNode and their overall products. Look at the chart. And I mean their all-time history. Don't just go on CoinMarketCap and look at the daily chart. I want you to zoom out all the way and see their backers. Chainlink I was in early, QNT I was in early. Both of these assets from their previous all-time high a couple years ago, they were stuck in a range for 400 to 500 plus days, just like API3 before it exploded. Now, yes, I believe in fractals and fractal analysis, but we have to understand that it's not always going to be like for like, and I believe API3 will be a great long-term hold. Now, coming to their website, api3.org, I just want to speed through some of their partners, and I want to show you the caliber of people they're working with. So just to emphasize, the Open Bank project. This is huge for APIs, for Web3. Phantom, another layer 1 that is set to dominate. The ticker is FTM. Alliance Block. We have Polygon, which is what, a top 15 asset? Let's see. Polygon, yep, top 15 right here. You have Harmony One, another beast, Cadena, Moonbeam. We just talked about Glimmer. We've talked about INJ before. Oasis Foundation is huge, and I want to look more at this. I was actually doing a light dive into it today. Emergo, may have heard of them. They are one of the founding entities of Cardano. And yes, API3 is a Cardano asset. It's also a Polkadot asset. It's also an asset with Matic, with Harmony One, all of these blockchains. So if all of these other assets and their networks appreciate, and API3 is providing this type of decentralized API solution for them, I would assume that API3 does well. Of course, the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, we have, Curve Grid, Chain API, and some of the biggest titans of industry, including Digital Currency Group and Pantera Capital, also CoinFund, Hashed, etc. But taking it back to Oasis Foundation, you may have heard of that one asset called ROSE, the ticker ROSE. Oasis Network has been on my radar for a little bit. I do not own any today, full disclosure. I'm a lot heavier in API3, but after I do my due diligence, I'll consider looking for an entry. And their website is oasisprotocol.org. But you can see some of their application partners as well. BMW Group, Binance. We also have that Spirax. SPA is the ticker. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but remember, this gentleman who was the founder of this was one of the original developers or co-founders of Terra Luna. And I was buying Terra Luna at 20 to 25 cents. And it went to $100. Unfortunately, I sold way too early. I didn't make much money from it, but just wanted to share. This is kind of the research high level that I was doing back in the day before finding Terra Luna, which ended up doing like a 500x. Chainlink, they're partnered with everybody. Now, as we scroll down, look at their backers. Polychain Capital, Pantera, same as API3, and A16Z, Andreessen Horowitz, which is massive. Oasis Network is definitely on the radar, along with SPA, S-P-A. And if you're not already following Elon Trades, I highly encourage you to do so. This guy is a great gem finder. He found Rose and SPA early on. Okay guys, so if you're brand new, I hope this helps you in just understanding the opportunity in crypto. So we have the API3 price chart on the left, and we have the Casper price chart on the right-hand side. And a lot of people ask me, Kevin, would you rather choose API3 or Casper? Now, first off, those two assets are completely different use cases, but I understand what you're asking in terms of ROI, return on investment. And if I see two amazing projects in their own rightful verticals, and I don't know which one explodes first, we can speculate on the roadmap and say when it's going to pump or exchange listings or utility. But at the end of the day, it's a coin flip. So what do? I hold both assets. So if I had, say, $10,000 to invest and I wanted it in the market, first off, you want to look for a good entry. You want to buy as low as possible. So do not rush that process. But I would go 5K and 5K into both these assets. Then when one of them, maybe they both go at the same time and the opportunity's less, but if one does in fact go 3x, 5x, or even 10x first, I will first off get my initial investment out as soon as possible. That's my insurance policy. Every time an asset does a 3x, 5x, or 10x, you best believe that I get my initial investment out, even if I think it goes higher, because it's about de-risking. And then the additional profits, whether it's 4x, 5x, 10x, all that money, as I stagger it out at 2 or 3 exit points above, those profits will go into the next one. Okay, so now before going over the price charts and talking about the best scenario for compounding your returns, because I hope this really helps somebody that's brand new to the game of investing. I know this is just basic math, but I think this will blow your mind if you're new. So first things first, here's a screenshot of some of my Terra Luna holdings. Now keep in mind, I was in early at 20 to 25 cents. And guess what? Turns out I was going through this. This screenshot was from August of 2020. So really kind of a 3x return. And I sold like almost all of it. And guess what it did? A 500x return, going from 20 cents to $100. If I just held even this amount right here, 209,735 tokens, that would be valued at the top at over $20 million. A 50K investment became $20 million. Now, yes, I know, Kevin, there's no way you would have held that long. I agree. I probably would have sold all of it as soon as it reached a few bucks at some of those R3 pivot points that I was looking at early on. I had no idea Terra would go to $100. I was studying the founder. I understood the connections with Visa all throughout, I believe, South Korea, right? It goes incredibly deep. I knew it was a legit alt, and it was so difficult buying on Bitrue. I was also buying on KuCoin because the liquidity was so low. If you wanted to do even, a couple $1,000s in a limit buy, it could take hours to fill because the order books were so thin. But this is an example of a moon scenario. And yes, I know everybody's waiting for that huge opportunity, and it can come. I've had many failures, but you just need one home run in this space. So as always, nothing I share is financial advice. Just wanted to show you this. And this is also a reason why me and the Bearable Bull, me and everybody have been discussing. I am always holding 25% of my holdings for life, for the next, 2, 3, 5, 10 years, because you just never know. So with my strategy, let's say I have 100% of my holdings. For long term, I'll typically have 3 take profit points, 25%, 25%, 25%, that are staggered up at fib levels. And then the remaining 25%, provided I already got my initial investment out, I already have some profit, I'm not worried about it, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, I'll keep that 25% forever. If it goes to 0, oh well, I swung the bat, I made money. But I'm going to be holding some, such as Casper and API3, because you just never know. I know we've seen a variety of assets do 100x return. XDC, I was in extremely early. Q&T did it. Chainlink did it. Telcoin, you name it. So I am definitely going to be holding a quarter of my holdings for life. All right, so just posted this on Twitter last night, was laying in bed going through old screenshots. All right, so let's look at the price charts. And let's just be super conservative, guys. Yes, I'd be lying to you if I told you that I'm not excited for API3. I'm extremely excited for the future of API3. Now, is there potential downside? Could we fall out of a symmetrical triangle? Yes, and I know that would actually scare some people if we ever did actually just drop down here to these previous wicks, a 50% drop. But my strategy, I am simply holding this bad boy because it is yet to break out, passing a previous all-time high. It is relatively close to its all-time low, and Casper and API3 are two solid assets. So, with the symmetrical triangle, I know some people will measure from here to here or a measured move, the height of the triangle, and then take it up to this height. You could do a measured move or look at some fib levels with the Fibonacci retracement. Now, I know some targets can be way higher. You could see a 3-digit API3 someday with proper adoption, but nothing is guaranteed. So I want to make sure that I have targets that are locked and loaded and I have a plan set. And I typically will not be changing my plan for my long-term holds unless something drastic happens. So looking at this retracement, high to the low, and this is just the all-time price chart or all the history of API3 on KuCoin, we've seen many assets reach, whether it's the 1618 at $16 or $25 at the 2618, or maybe even up to the 4.236. Now keep in mind, Chainlink went from this level, exploded from the 236 after, 400 plus days, just like QNT, wink wink, and it exploded. And both of these assets, Link and QNT, approached the 34 extension. That is a Fibonacci number. Notice I have the 82134, just part of the Fibonacci sequence. So I actually leverage these and my exponential moving averages as well. Now that's the moon boy scenario. For me, I'm just looking conservatively at 3, 5, 10x opportunity, and that's all you need in this space. So I want to explain that as well. Now with Casper, we've done a variety of videos on the price chart. You know that there's some wicks that are at $30 to $60 plus. I've seen assets close them long term. We have some candle bodies at $4 to $5, also a fib level. The registered all-time high is $1.30, and the even 4.236, I believe, using this high, let's take it out, I believe it's around anywhere from 60 to 80 cents. And that's what I'd be looking at conservatively for this year, all right? So we have, funny enough, a double top. We also have right here a double bottom. And the 4.236 takes us to approximately, let's just say 70, 75 cents, because we want to have a range, because each chart is a little bit different. Now, for example, if we just say, hey, I'm going to imagine that this target will be reaching a full 4.236 because the early Ethereum and Bitcoin fractals reach these levels like clockwork. Sometimes they go higher. Well, let's look at it. From this level of current price of $4 and say 74 cents or 75, I'll just get as close as possible. All right, all the way up to the 4.236, that's about a 700% move, which technically means an 8x return, okay? That doesn't happen tomorrow. That's not what I'm saying. This is something I'm looking at for the longer or even medium term. Now, let's go to Casper's price at 8.5 cents, current price, all the way to a 4.236. Okay, about a 700, 800% move. So relatively equal in opportunity. Now, what's interesting is API3 is still holding this symmetrical triangle. Extremely, extremely interesting. I'm hoping that we have a massive breakout per what the roadmap is showing, per what the version 4 that just came out is showing. But guess what, guys? We are still speculating. I don't have a crystal ball. I was speculating with Terra Luna. And that's the opportunity at hand here in crypto. So the best case for me, and I don't know your situation, but the best case for me is if one asset explodes and does a several 100% return first. So I'm going to do some math and I'll show you an example. Let's just say, and let's be conservative, let's map out a zone for both these assets around, I think this is extremely feasible. So between the 2 and the 2618, okay? So I'll map all these out really quick for you. And this will be, super conservative. But the opportunity in ROI is there, and that's all I need to compound my gains. And I'll show you why. So let's put little horizontal lines right here. We'll just kind of throw them up there a little sloppy. So right there, right there, right here. So like 50 cents for Casper. So 40, 50 cents, and then 20 to 25 bucks for both of these assets, all right? So let's say that that is my just take profit for 100% of my trading bag. I've been staking API3. I'm staking and delegating some Casper. So I have both of these bags that I'm holding forever, like a portion for life. So understand that. I'm only talking about my kind of swing trade opportunity right now. And this is not financial advice, just showing you how I map things. So, and let's just say that we put 5K in each, right? And let's go through a few scenarios. First off, scenario one is both assets go up right to that range. Let's just go to the top. So if this asset goes up from current prices all the way up here, let's just say it's a 400% or 5x, okay? And let's just say they both do a 5x, just to keep it simple. And funny enough, they're really almost at the same percentage, so love that, 443 and 442. So this will be a nice clean example. All right, so I have $5,000 in API3 times 400%, which is a 5x because you have to include the initial investment. So 5K times 5, boom, 25K here, and I made 25K here. So that's 50K in total from a $10,000 investment, okay? So I have 50 grand, and I started with 10K. That's a 5x. Not bad at all, but it makes sense because both did a 5x, so really both sides are equal. Now, that's great in theory. I would love all the altcoin market to take off at the same time. But where the magic happens, guys, is when you rotate profits and compound these gains. So this is absolutely crucial. I know all of you already know this, but I just love conceptualizing this because some assets take off before others, and it might not be API3 and Casper. Maybe it's my XRP bag or my HBAR bag. And the amount that I'm willing to trade is the one that I'm going to be trying to compound the best I can. Sometimes one will take off, and then 2 months later, the next one will rocket. So I have no issue with taking profit because even if I sold here and API3 went up another 100%, that's awesome. But guess what? I'd rather just take that 3x, 5x move and put it down here and then wait for another 3x. So let's show you an example really quick. So now, let's say that API3 for this example takes off first. And it's just a 5x, right? So we have 5K times 5. Boom, 25 grand. Love it. Now, what we're going to do is take that 25K and roll it into Casper. Now, keep in mind, we still have 5K down here. So it's actually 25K plus our other $5,000 initial investment. Now we have 30 grand in Casper at the low. Now, this is best case scenario. Sometimes API3 could go to 25 bucks and Casper could be at, 15 cents. So the opportunity is a little less, but I'd still have a higher return on investment or higher ROI potential to make money here. So now we have 30K. And what if we got that 5x return times 5? Boom. So we just took 10K to $150,000. That is a 15x return. So this is an example of why sometimes you want certain portions of your bag to explode first. And then I'll take that amount and I will literally put it into Casper, buying as low as possible, and then ride that wave up. And you made more money than you ever thought possible. Okay, so just wanted to demonstrate that. Let's keep going. All right, guys, just realized this video is at about 17 minutes, so I'm actually going to call it a day. I'm going to upload this video. I hope you guys enjoy. As always, all links can be found in the video description. We'll also be doing a live stream for members tonight to play a little catch up. Until next time.